What's up, everybody? Mike here, and in this video I've got even more huge news that has come out about Monster Hunter Wilds because of Gamescom going on lately, guys, or at least recently. Sorry, by the time this video goes up, I think Gamescom will be over with. But yeah, more cool stuff, more details from different hands-on impressions from different outlets talking about this and articles. It's like insane. This game is most likely going to be my game of the year, even more now for 2025 because of all these changes, these quality of life improvements they're doing with Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's very exciting stuff. So let's dig into it. First thing to note here I want to talk about is Monster Hunter Wilds finally removes gendered armor. So apparently this has been, I guess, a gripe by some of the community, and rightfully so, because heck, sometimes people want to wear what the female hunters can wear too, and vice versa. I mean, why not? So Capcom is finally removing gendered armor from the Monster Hunter series in Monster Hunter Wilds, meaning any character can wear any equipment. Game director Yuya Tokuda revealed during a presentation of Monster Hunter Wilds that the much requested feature would finally be implemented after more than 20 games in 20 years. Wow, that's insane to think about. Because in previous, Monster Hunter games, you just had a male and female armor, that were separate basically, and only for each individual gender. Monster Hunter fans have already expressed excitement over this change too. As there was a post titled "We Defeated Gender." Currently it sits with 10,000 upvotes on the series on Reddit, apparently, which is wild to me, but okay. And there's still no concrete release date yet given by Capcom for Monster Hunter Wilds, unfortunately. But there's still other details to go into. Armor comes up again later on, though, in the news here regarding this, where basically armor sets are back, but this time around we can use armor from different monsters of the same type, like flying wyverns, for example, to activate shared armor skills, rather than being locked to one specific monster's set. This provides more ways to build mixed armor sets while still obtaining set bonuses, which is fantastic. Weapons have new skills as well. Tokuda was light on details about this, but he certainly made it sound like the weapons and Wilds goes beyond the honing effects and stat bonuses attached to weapons in previous Monster Hunter games. Tokuda says there's also going to be specific attack skills attached to weapons as well. I think you'll be able to create a build that gives you a bit of flexibility so that changing your weapon changes one of the skills on it, and that lets you have two different strategies at the same time rather than being locked to just what you put on your armor. Additionally, all weapons pretty much now all have some kind of perfect timing effect on them, depending on how you're using it. The lance offers a useful example. Perfectly timed guards can lead into follow-up attacks or even close-up power clash sequences where you beat back a monster gnawing on your shield. Other weapons with shields seem to have similar man versus monster sequences attached to them. So that's confirmed by the game director and producer. And very exciting stuff there. I love that. And not only that, if you don't know, you can essentially have two weapons on you in this game. Like, gone are the days of where you essentially only take one weapon with you, and you only take that one build with you basically into a fight. Well, now you're going to be able to not only have different armor pieces to be part of a set to have their set bonuses, but two different weapons, so that way, just in case, let's say you have a weapon that's built out for maybe do like thunder damage, for example, against a monster, right? But then maybe you got 100 different monster or other monsters come along the way, you got to deal with that, are not weak to thunder or whatever. So you have a different weapon that essentially will be able to deal with their weakness, essentially. Or maybe you just want to have a good poison crit weapon, and then your other weapon is elemental. That just opens up so many more doors now, in a sense, and build variety like than ever before in a Monster Hunter game. I'm so excited for that. The hunting horn, light bowgun, and heavy bowgun got a bit of love as well too. Some people think the hunting horn and bowguns are more support style weapons, which, let's be real, in some cases, yeah, they are technically. But Tokuda said we've actually adjusted them this time around to make sure that you can be giving a high damage output as well. You won't be just on the sideline supporting the party. You'll be in there dealing damage like everyone else. Frankly, I find this terrifying. These weapons were already monstrous in their own right. Who'd else thought the heavy bowgun was the support weapon? So if they've got special attention this time, they'll sure be mighty. Yeah, I mean, bowgun to me was never, I never thought it was like a support weapon. I'm just not into range combat in most games generally. Like, unless obviously it's like, a third person shooter or FPS game, obviously, and it's, designed that way. But if it's like an RPG though, or similar, and it has like range, builds or range weapons or range combat in there as an option, I'm just not super into it. I like, being in enemies and bosses' faces, in their grills, just wrecking them, with my melee weapon. But yes, this is pretty cool though. Heavy bowgun getting some buffs here, hunting horn getting some buffs here, some adjustments to not have that, I guess, that, I don't know, stain or mark on like, oh, they're just support weapons, they're not as good. No, I've seen people in Monster Hunter World and Rise wreck with both of these weapons, hunting horn and bowguns. If you build them right, you will do immense damage. You're not just supporting your teammates. So yeah, I don't think these weapons were ever really like weak, in my opinion, because none of these weapons are weak. None of these weapons in the 14 weapons in Monster Hunter games are bad whatsoever. All of them can be busted if you build them right. That's the thing. You just got to know how to build them right with your armor and the weapon itself and stuff you put into them. So yeah, and the fact that they're getting buffed, and pretty much all the weapons in Wilds are going to get buffed in some way. If you haven't noticed already from the gameplay and trailer showing off, each weapon seems to at least have one new like thing they do, at least one, either a new ability or a new adjustment or something like that. But yeah, it's great that they're all going to get even more adjustments overall. And then some other interesting details to include here and talk about is you can physically climb onto monster carcasses to carve them. Cutscenes can be skipped. No more Monster Hunter World Progress whiplash. Thank you. You can once again pause the game in single player as well. The map is 3D, multi-layered, and fully rotatable, so we won't get lost in the layered of environments like World's Ancient Forest. Yeah, that was an issue. That definitely was an issue where it's like there's sometimes when I'm playing World, I love World. Don't get me wrong, I love World, but there's definitely some stuff about that game that is like makes it kind of like a slog or slower paced or confusing or whatever the heck. And the map, with the way the map works or the large environments in Worlds work and whatnot, it can be frustrating at times. And then if you're finished, you can skip the timer at the end of the quest, but you'll stay in the map by default at the end of the hunt. So instead of basically, how in Rise and World, for example, once you're with the hunt, there's a timer and you basically go back to the hub area or whatever, this time you're not doing that. You essentially can stay in the wild if you like. So it sounds like you can get options there. You go back to the hub area, back to your camp or whatever, or stay out in the wild and hunt again. Your HP bar will flash when some monsters use powerful attacks. That's interesting. Blood splatter effects can be toggled. So yeah, if you're not into the whole goriness or blood splatter basically effects in this game, you can turn them off or keep them on. Up to you. Your quick use items bar can be expanded to hold more tools. This is freaking fantastic. I've wanted this since World, to be honest, so I have more stuff available to me if I need it. You can simply pick up traps without destroying them. Oh my god. Once again, another quality life change that I wish they would have did in World, but at least they're finally doing it now in Wilds. So yeah, this was always kind of annoying because there would be times in World and even in Rise where like I set down a trap thinking a monster's gonna, go into it and activate it. Nope, they don't. And I basically wasted a trap because I can't pick it back up without destroying it. It's like just been wasted. I got to make a new one. Now, don't get me wrong. The game gives you, plenty of resources you can get to make new traps, so you can always continuously make them. It's just that this was definitely just kind of like a minor annoyance from time to time, basically. So I'm glad that they are adding this as a quality of life update and feature where you can just pick them up without destroying them now. Weapon attack values are displayed as raw attack, not scaled attack. Oh, that's really good. That's really good, guys. So, basically, there was some confusion too sometimes when you do damage in previous Monster Hunter games, where sometimes you would be like, do a normal attack, which usually like I think is the white colored number. Then sometimes you would do the weak damage attack, which would be like yellow and things like that. So I think that's what they're talking about. They're adjusting here is those type of like numbers in a sense, or that type of damage display. So that, or at least something along those lines. That is really good in my opinion to add that distinction, so you know for sure what type of like damage you're doing or type of attack you're doing. So very cool stuff there. Loving it, loving it. And this is all basically from reports on like hands-on and what's been shown off in the like live stream demonstrations over Gamescom week. Awesome stuff here, guys. I'm more excited for this game than ever. Definitely gonna be my top game so far for 2025 as of right now. I don't know. Things could change. We still got a lot of games that are gonna be coming out in 2025. We're still waiting on what the heck PlayStation got in stores, Nintendo, and other companies as well too. So yeah, I'll be keeping my eye on this. So keep you guys updated. What do you guys think about this? Is this more exciting for you? Are you loving these quality life changes that I've talked about today in this video? Sound off in the comments below and let me know what you're feeling on this, like, you know, good or bad things. Please. I will definitely stay up to date on this as best possible for you guys, show off more stuff for you. If you enjoy this, please hit that thumbs up. It helps out a ton. Also, if you care to go above and beyond, consider doing that today. Check out the links in the description below. There's different ways you can do that. From YouTube memberships, there's the Patreon as well. Or the best direct route is, you know, dropping a tip using that link there in the description. So check that out and consider doing that today. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.